Hello everyone, and welcome back to another PrizeCP Roblox Studio tutorial. Today we're going to answer one of our viewers' questions. In our prior tutorial, how to make a teleporter in Roblox Studio, a viewer asked, how do I make it so when I stand on a teleporter, there are multiple paths I can teleport to randomly, but make it so you can't teleport back. Let's now go to Studio and take a look. Here we are inside Studio. Here in my workspace, I have a folder called Worlds. Inside that folder, I have 5 different worlds. World 1 is the red world here. 2 is the blue, 3 is yellow, 4 is purple, and 5 is the green world. Inside each world, I have a teleporting path. Those are stored inside this folder, teleporters folder. So I have T1 for world 1, T2 for world 2, T3, T4 and T5 for world 5 respectively. The only world that has a spawn location is the first world, which is world 1, and you can see the spawn location. It is inside world 1. So basically the way this is gonna work is you spawn into world 1 and you're gonna do whatever you need to do inside world 1. Once you're done with everything, you hop onto this path and it's gonna teleport you to one of the other world. But you're never gonna come back to world 1 again because you're done with it. So you only have 4 other worlds left to work on. And once you're done with one of the other 4, you hop on it and that world is eliminated from your list, right? So you're never gonna come back to it again. In order to do that, we're not gonna be able to delete this teleporting path from the workspace because other players in the game are still using it. So what we need to do is we need to have a way to keep track of which teleporting path is still available to this one single character, right? So to do that, we're going to go to our starter player folder. We're going to expand that and go to starter character scripts. We're going to add a folder. And I'm going to rename this folder to positions. In this folder, we're going to store all the possible positions that the character can go to. So I'm now going to add a bunch of Boolean values to this folder. I'm going to click on the plus sign and I'm going to look for bool value, right? And I'm going to rename this. So the name of this got to be exactly the same as the name of the teleporting path. Because each one of these bool value is going to associate with the specific teleporting paths. So we have teleporting paths T1 to T5. Now we're going to have to create bool val from T1 to T5. So I have T1 already. I'm going to click on it. And I'm going to press Ctrl D like a couple of times. So this is going to be T2, T3, T4, T5. And I'm going to rename this to T1 through T5. T5. Alright, so now I have 5 bool values. Each one is associating with a specific teleporting path. Another thing we need from the character is, let me go and add another bool val. This time to the character, not inside the folder, but it's going to be added to the character. And I'm going to rename this to can teleport. All right, and this is going to be the flag that's going to tell us whether a player is going to be able to teleport or not. Once you hop onto a path right here, it's going to take you to one of the other paths, but it's going to give you like 5 seconds to get off the path. So within that 5 seconds, you're not going to be able to teleport anywhere else. But if you're still standing on the path after 5 seconds, it's going to take you to another place. So when you get to another path, just make sure you get off the path within the 5 seconds. Otherwise, it's going to take you to another place before you finish whatever you need to do in that world. Pretty much everything we do in this tutorial, we have learned them prior to this tutorial. And if you need any review on a topic, you can refer to our prior tutorials for, for more details. And if you can't find the tutorial, just look in the description of the video. Usually I put it in the related materials. But if I miss one, just, leave me a comment under the video, and I will update the related materials to include whatever you need for this tutorial. So now I just want to press play, and I want to show you, if you're not familiar with starter character scripts, I just want to show you what happened to these items that we put over here. Let's play and take a look. I have spawned into world 1, which is the red world, and we haven't done anything to the teleporting pad yet, so it's not working right now. It's not gonna do anything when we hop on it. But the thing that I want to show you is under the character. So if I expand the workspace and expand my character, you're gonna see there's a folder called positions here. I expand that, you're gonna see T1 through T5. Those are the bool values that we have added, and there is another one we have added, and that one is this bool value here is called can teleport. Everything is working as expected so far. We don't have much yet, but whatever we needed under the character is there. So the next thing we want to do is we want to add a touch event to each one of these teleporting paths. So let's now go to our service script service. I'm looking for it. So service script service, we're going to add a script. And inside your script, just enter the following lines. On the first line here, I'm declaring my teleporters folder, which is inside the game workspace teleporters. So it's this one right here. On the second line, I'm getting all the children of this folder. So basically, teleporters here is going to contain an array of these 5 elements. Well, it's going to contain an array of 5 elements, and each element is going to contain one of these teleporting paths. Here I'm using the for in iPairs loop to loop through this array of teleporters, and for each teleporter inside that array, we're adding a touch event to it. Inside our touch event, we're checking for humanoid that is touching the pad. I'm now going to go up here, and I'm going to declare one more thing. I'm declaring the Tween Service. So to make things interesting, instead of teleporting using pivot 2 as we have done in our prior tutorials, since we're currently in the topic of Tween Service, we're going to use Tween Service to teleport the player, and you're going to get like an extra animation when the player is being teleported. But it's up to you. If you want to replace the Tween Service with pivot 2, you can refer to our prior tutorial on teleporters and use pivot 2. It would work the same way. The logic would work the same way. Next, let's put in the following lines. Once we have determined that it is a humanoid that is touching the teleporting paths, we want to check this can teleport value. Remember we added it to the character can teleport. So we're checking to see if this value is true. That means that we have to go to our can teleport value, and let's check this box here. So we're gonna start out with can teleport equals to true for all characters. So all characters can teleport initially. So again, we're checking the can teleport value of the character. If it is true, means the character is eligible to be teleported. And then as soon as we find that out, we turn it to false. We're referencing to the character's position folder. So remember, every character that's spawned into the game have this folder. We added this folder to every character that's spawned into the game. So this variable here is just to reference to this folder. And here's the interesting part. We're going to remove one of those positions from this folder. And which position are we removing? We're removing the teleporter that we're stepping on. So remember here, we have a touch event here, right? So this is the teleporter that we're stepping on, that we're touching, right? So we're getting the name of that teleporter. So for example, when I first spawn in, I step on teleporter 1 up here, right? I step on this one. This one is gonna kick off this touch event here. And the teleporter name here is gonna be T1. So we're gonna find T1. We're gonna find T1 inside this positions folder, right? So this one is gonna be looking for T1 if you're stepping on the teleporting one pad. It's gonna be looking for T1, right? And then it's gonna destroy that value. So it's gonna remove this T1 from the position folder. So the only remaining possible position for you to go to is T2, T3, T4, and T5. And after that, say if you go to T3 and you step on T3, it's gonna remove T3. So T1 and T3 is gonna be gone, and you're only left with T2, T4, and T5, and so on, right? Eventually, you're gonna be left with nothing in here, and then you can't teleport anymore. That means you're all done with all the different worlds. So again, this line here is to reference to this position folder under the character, and this line here is to find which one to remove. So it's gonna get the name of the teleporting pad that you stepped on, and it's gonna remove the associating bool val that is associating with that pad, and then it's gonna destroy it. So this here, we're checking to see if there is anything left inside this position folder, right? And we're gonna store them into this array, places array. We're checking here to see if the length of this array is greater than or equal to 1, means if there's at least one place we can go to, then we're gonna do this. If there are no places left in this folder, then we're not gonna do anything. So we're gonna skip all this, right? So we're only gonna do this if there's still at least one place inside this folder for us to go to. And then we're just gonna get a random number between 1 and the number of places in this folder, because according to the request, the viewer wants it to be a random teleporter, right? So it's gonna randomly teleport you to a random place. So this is gonna return a random number between 1 and the length of that array. From that one random number, we can now get a specific bool val. And here we're actually getting the name of that specific bool val. So say if it returns this one right here, so we're gonna get the name, which is gonna be T3, and we're gonna look for T3 inside the teleporters folder. The teleporters folder is this folder right here. So now we know which position we want to go to, right? We want to go to T3. We're gonna go and look for T3 in here. So that's what this one is doing. It's selecting the selected teleporter. It's gonna be this T3 teleporter. And basically here, we're just saying if we have a teleporter selected, then we're gonna call this function send character, and we're gonna pass to it the character that is gonna be teleported and the teleporter that the character is gonna be teleporting to. And that brings us to the next thing that we're gonna need is this function right here. So we're gonna go up here and we're gonna insert that function. Just enter the following lines. Here's my function, send character. We're passing in the character and the selected teleporter, right? Character, selected teleporter. Again, we're going to use TweenService to teleport the player, but you are welcome to use Pivot too if that's what you prefer. We do have a lot of tutorials on teleporting using Pivot too, so you can refer to any of those if you need more information. We're using Tween Service, so we're setting the time of the tween equals to 1 second. And our target, we're going to change the C frame of the character's primary part, which is the humanoid root part. So we're changing the C frame equals to the selected teleporter C frame, right? So we're passing in the location, the position where the player should be teleported to. So that's the C frame of the teleporter. And on top of that, we're adding a vector 3 to it. So we want our character to be 5 studs above the teleporting pad. So he's gonna go up higher than the pad, and he's gonna drop down onto the pad after that. Here we're just creating the tween, and then we're playing the tween. That is all the code that is needed. Let's now play and take a look. So I have spawned into the spawn location, and this is my world 1, which is the red world. You can see I have the blue world is world 2, blue world is world 2, yellow is 3, purple is 4, and green world is world 5. So now I'm gonna hop onto my teleporting pad here and see what happened. I get teleported to world 5. Remember, I have 5 seconds to get off the pad, right? Otherwise it's gonna take me somewhere else. So let's see what happened now. World 1 is out. We're never gonna come back to world 1 again. And we're never gonna go back to world 5 again. As soon as we hop onto this pad, it's gonna be gone. So now it takes me to world 4. So 1 and 5 is gone, now 4 is gone. The only 2 left is 2 and 3. And if you wanna check that, you can go to your workspace here, right? And go to your character. There is a positions folder, right? Expand that. You can see that right now we have 2 and 3 is left, and 4 we haven't used yet. So 4 is still there, but as soon as I hop onto number 4 here, let me hop on. But I want you to see 2 and 3 as well. I'm gonna hop on here. It goes to 3. And you can see that 4 is gone from here. So now I only have 2 and 3 left. If I hop on this, I would have only 2 left. And the other bool value that we have added is can teleport here. So right now you see it's true because we started out with this value as true. And when you touch the teleporter, we change it to false. We're giving it 5 seconds and we turn it back to true. Let's take a look. We're gonna go here and it goes there. You see now it's false, and give it 5 seconds, it's gonna go back to true. And now I can teleport again. So during that 5 seconds, you're not gonna be able to teleport. And now I only have 1 value left. If I hop on this, I would have 0. Alright guys, I hope that answers the viewer's question on how to build a random teleporter that's gonna take you to places, but it's never gonna take you back to the place where you were initially. Thank you all for watching, and we will see you in our next tutorial. Take care.